how it, the history and forecasting it.
Well, the only thing that I can think of that may have sparked an interest was when I was 4 or 5, I was afraid of lightning. I knew the thunder was fine, that
Yeah.
wouldn't harm you, but it was the lightning. And I would wake everyone up in the house if we had lightning in the middle of the night. And I think that sparked a curiosity in the weather.
Beautiful. Nice. So, I don't know. Is it okay if I start with some other questions, or did you guys, Rafa?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Alright.
So I have a bunch of questions here, and one of them was so the whole, so we know where the nickname came from, and now just a little curiosity. When I've been a witness of it, and we just talked about how you got back from your 4.5 mile power walk. When you got here to Laredo, was that one of the first things that you started doing? I mean, I know a lot of people have been witnessing or been witness of you power walking around mainly the airport area, right? That's where you hang out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I used to ride bicycles a lot. There was one year where I got in over 7,000 miles in a year, and
Okay.
I was in the centennial celebration for Wyoming, the Laredo contingent, Laredo Bicycle Club. We went from Yellowstone to Cheyenne, a 630-mile, 7-day ride, and I had a 20-mile route, a 30, and a 36-mile route that I would alternate 5 days during the 5 days of the work week.
Wow.
But I got hit in 2000, so I switched from bicycling to speed walking.
Okay. It's like maybe 2 feet is easier than two wheels. Yeah. No. Well, so that, and so how did you get here to Laredo? Because what I understood, you were in Connecticut, and then from Connecticut you went over to Florida.
Yeah, Florida State, and then I got my job at a CBS station in Duluth, Minnesota, which is about as cold as you can get. And we had 5 days in a row at one point where the high of the day failed to even reach 0. And on the 6th day, it got up to 3, and it actually felt kind of mild outside. But it was fun to forecast. I just didn't like being in it after I made the forecast. And I found out that there was an opening in Laredo, so I applied, and I was thrilled to be able to come down here.
So how did Laredo land on your radar?
Well, back when I was 10 years old and discovered that it hit 100 in February.
So that's what the interest was. It was the heat in Laredo. What I learned today from Heatwave was that Laredo is probably the only city.
Yeah, in the winter time, in the winter and spring months, we on occasion will have access to air that gets heated up over the Mexican plateau, 3, 4, 5,000 feet in altitude, and in the winter, spring months, weather features, the westerlies, occasionally will transport that air eastward above the southern portions of the nation. In most cases, most places in the country, it arrives aloft above a different air mass. But here, sometimes it will actually descend all the way down to the surface, heating up 5.5 degrees for every 1,000 feet it descends. So if it started out as in the 80s over the Mexican plateau, by the time that arrives here in Laredo, we can be over 100. And since I got here in 1980, we've had 6